Good morning. Happy Friday. And it is TLS Fired Up Fridays with Melanie, the director of TLS. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for joining me. I am going to be talking about the truth about fat. Let's bust some commonly held myths about fat. Are you ready? I'm ready. So, it's a dangerous game when we focus solely on the number on the weigh scale. What we're seeing when we measure on the scale is the sum of many, many, many parts. And those parts are muscle tissue, bone, fat, visceral fat, which is the fat that surrounds our organs, as well as the organs themselves, and water. So what we're seeing is the sum of many parts, and with many fad diets, with many calorie restrictions or hyper focusing on certain food groups, things where you're dropping weight really quickly looks really great on the scale, is very addicting for that person who loves to see the scale drop. And the thing that we need to be aware of is that we may be losing precious muscle tissue and other good weight we want to keep. We want to keep a hydrated body. We want to have great muscle and bone density. So, to give you an example, I want to share with you as a shot of a cross section of the human thigh, two different ones. Take a look at this, you guys. This is a cross section of the human thigh. Now take a look. These two, and they're two totally different individuals. So these two individuals are roughly the same size. They would fit into the same size gene potentially, right? However, their body composition is very, very different. Do you see the white that surrounds the one on the right, the white tissue? That's adipose tissue. That's fat. That's white fat. That means this person has far higher body fat percentage than the person on the left, which has very, very dense muscle tissue. Do you see that? You see how dense and healthy it is? Where over on the right, it's like really marbled. This person does not have on the right a very dense marbled or very dense muscle tissue. They have far more fat. And so, although these people would be roughly the same size, they would not have the same body fat percentage. And when losing weight, the person on the left is going to be discouraged with how slowly that's happening, right? Versus the person on the right who's going, if they're doing it correctly, will lose the fat, not the muscle, and gain muscle. And so this is why body fat percentage and measuring more than just using the scale, really we like to step away from the scale in TLS because there is such a thing as skinny fat. And what's called in the medical industry, I'm going to stop share here, medical industry called dysmetabolic syndrome. And this is really detrimental to our health. And so this is plainly stated: your skinny friend may have the same amount of body fat or be considered obese as their visibly fluffy friend. And when I go to the doctor, he puts me on the scale, yes, but he also measures my body fat percentage with a special scale because he understands that my weight has nothing to do with whether or not I'm obese or not. And there was a time in my life when I was what considered a healthy looking weight on the scale, but I was actually in the obese category. There was a time in my life that was true for me. And so I would be considered skinny fat. So, really, when we're on our weight loss journey, we really want to focus on achieving our own ideal body fat percentage. That's really the focus of TLS and what we're trying to achieve here. See, having a little bit of fat is really important to our hormonal health. especially for women, and men as well. As well as just having that little bit of insulation, right? I mean, just to keep us warm in cold northern winters, or just for multiple purposes, obviously. So from a holistic approach, we're really wanting to look at body fat percentage from age, gender, that kind of thing. I'm going to bring up another chart for you guys to take a look at. I'm all about charts today, if you can't tell. Here we go, you guys. Find yourself on here. Are you on the right with the female gender, or are you on the left? Okay, now find your age category. So where are you? 20 to 39, 40 to 59, 60 to 79. Now that you find your age category, go ahead and find your ideal percentage and write that down. So the ideal is obviously green. Green is normal, right? So we want to be that or a little bit lower. And when you get your body fat percentage measured, you can figure out, are you in the orange or red? Are you above or below this? And it's absolutely important to not just how you look and feel, but your health and your longevity to achieve an ideal body fat percentage. Because obesity, with that, no matter what your size, no matter how you look, carries with it an abundance of health risks. Not to mention quality of life in regards to moving around, doing things, engaging in life. And so what's really amazing today is that technology advancements allow us to measure at home with some pretty fancy scales that you can get without spending a fortune. So whether it's an Omron or a Tanita or a Rolofit, there's scales you can get delivered right to your door if you shop online, and you can measure this, and they measure your water weight, your bone density, your visceral fat, and they're showing you the complete picture of your body. And that's so incredible. The other thing you notice in TLS is that we're constantly measuring inches. We're encouraging you to take the time and effort to measure. Why? Because inches are more of a visual assessment of losing weight, and the right kind of weight, than the number on the scale. So whether you're using a scale and you're measuring inches, you want to measure consistently. So every 2 to 4 weeks, and at the same time of day that you did it when you first started. And that way you're getting a very accurate idea of how you're doing and how you're moving along and progressing in your inch loss and fat loss, not just weight loss, right? Which is incredible. So we, here at TLS, we are truly the ultimate solution for losing fat and reaching an ideal body fat percentage, because there's really only a few ways to reach it healthily, and do it the right way. And the first one is by eating right. And the TLS plan, how you eat and what you eat with the low glycemic impact eating, helps drive metabolism. Think about it like a fire, right? You've got to put the wood in before you're going to be warmed by the fire. And food is the wood, and fire is what is created as your body is burning and utilizing that fuel. And the healthier you eat, the more effective you can increase your metabolic drive just through eating foods that help us burn. And that is what TLS is all about, especially our more strict programs. But when you couple it, because we have multiple programs, you guys, so depending on your commitment level and your own goals and your own lifestyle, the goal of TLS is that you maintain the lifestyle. And sometimes it's better to lose slower so that you maintain the lifestyle. So exercise is the second way, right? We know this. I know you're going, I know, but do you? Here's the key. It's not just a bunch of cardio. Okay, weight training is absolutely necessary. It's mandatory for burning fat. Why? Because building lean muscle tissue, well, muscle is the home of the most concentration of a cell called the mitochondria. And that cell is our energy producing little engine. It's just like it's in there and it's like it's just producing what's called ATP, which is a source of energy for our body. So our muscles dictate our metabolism. So if you think back to those thighs, right? Again, same size person, but that person with that dense muscle tissue in their thigh, they have a much better metabolic drive because their muscles are working for them, which means that they're burning fat at rest. Okay, you can do this with low glycemic impact eating. You can do this with exercise. And then in TLS, we have supplements to help accelerate the reaching your ideal body fat percentage. For instance, CLA, conjugated linoleic acid. This is a powerful natural fatty acid. It's an antioxidant from nature that just happens to help you shred fat. I mean, come on now, right? So this is an incredible, incredible product. And we have the gold standard of CLA in ours. And I love it. The other one is green coffee. I think I'm going to grab the core. They look almost identical in the bottles, but the green coffee with Garcinia cambogia is also a fantastic product for body composition. And so exciting. Coming up here right away, very, very soon, arriving is our new Thermochrome formula, completely revamped and improved. It is going to be just incredible. And the way that it works on metabolic drive and stimulates thermogenesis and lipolysis. Thermogenesis is the creation of heat in the body, which helps us burn fat. And that is what our new Thermochrome helps us do, is to create more thermogenesis in the body. Also stimulates lipolysis, which is the breakdown of fat. So it's coming at it from two aspects with its synergistic formula to amplify the effects of what we're doing in our lifestyle, but also the effects of the ingredients. So we're really, really putting some rocket fuel on our journey to our ideal body fat percentage. So again, eating well, exercising, and supplementation all lead to reaching an ideal body fat percentage sooner rather than later, and which is why TLS is so unique in our holistic approach, right? Some people, some programs are all exercise focused, and some programs are all nutrition focused, and some programs are all just, here's some powders and some bars and some shakes, and this is what you can eat, or order our food, or count calories. They're not as comprehensive. They don't have nearly as many support resources, tools, etc., that are for free so that you can succeed. Not to mention the support of these videos and all the things we got going on, you guys. You cannot fail when you commit to the TLS solution. So understand that for the necessary for your longevity, not just your weight loss, not just your ideal body fat percentage, but your longevity is to achieve this ideal body fat percentage, because it has a lot to do with having lean muscle mass, right? And so here's a test. Can you sit down slowly on a chair from a standing position? Can you sit down slowly and controlled, not just drop down into a chair, but can you sit down slowly and controlled into a chair without reaching back, without losing your balance, without needing a handle or anything like that? And can you then sit back up or stand back up from that seated chair without any aid as well, not pushing yourself up, not grabbing onto something, but simply utilizing one of the most concentrated areas that we have muscle, our buttocks, our thighs, right? That is our biggest concentration of muscle. And it is absolutely crucial that we are able to utilize those muscles, because that's what allows us later in life to get up and down stairs, no problem, to get in and out of a chair, no problem, to get on and off the floor, no problem. And so this is really about preparing yourself for your golden years so you can actually enjoy them. Okay. So don't think about it as, hey, I want to lose 15 pounds in the next 2 months and then I'm going to be done. No, you're not done. You're going to be sticking with us with the TLS lifestyle, finding which program fits for you so that you can maintain this healthy, strong body, so that you can enjoy your entire life with all the people that you love. My dog Bella Pepper is joining me here. I hope you don't mind. You guys, this is the truth about fat. And so I hope this was helping you focus on fat loss, not just on the number on the scale. I hope that you are pleased with the results you get when you truly focus on the healthiest way to lose fat. Thanks for joining me for this Fired Up Friday. We'll see you soon.